Some of the trends and responses that we're seeing in response to COVID, of course, include a lot more expectation of discretion to deal with all of the profound uncertainty that companies are facing both this year and going forward, at least in the near future. But one of the things that we are expecting to see in terms of program design for next year is greater use of time-vested restricted stock. It's actually one of the most common trends or expected practices that we've seen from our internal surveys of clients looking at what they're going to be doing heading into next year. So time-vested restricted stock is shares of stock in the company that vest and become released to the recipient over time based on continued employment. So the three most common, generally speaking, components of long-term incentive programs for public companies are stock options, time-vested restricted stock, and performance shares, which increasingly are becoming a 50% or more of long-term incentive compensation for large U.S. public companies. The key reason that I think we're going to see more restricted stock this next year is all of the uncertainty in the market. The more certain value of restricted shares helps to mitigate against that uncertainty. It also mitigates against the uncertainty of having to set multi-year goals for a performance-based long-term incentive plan in this environment. So it provides a stronger retention incentive, and it provides an incentive that executives or award recipients will place more value on in an uncertain environment in particular. So the amount of value that you grant in restricted stock, somebody receiving this in this environment is going to value that award much more closely to what your accounting value says it's worth, as opposed to a performance share where not only do you have to go through the challenge of setting meaningful long-term goals in this environment, but then you've also got to have buy-in from the participants that they can realistically impact the outcome and that they can realistically achieve that target level of performance.